Good morning, it's Jeffrey Christian. It's Friday, the 6th of November, about 11:30 in New York. Price of gold has gotten up to $1,959. It's come off a couple bucks since then, but we're seeing a lot of strength in the gold market, something that we had sort of expected in the aftermath of the election. The US election is behind us. You can see here our precious metals advisory, which came out yesterday for the month of November. And we talk about the fact that the election still isn't decided. It definitely looks like Joseph Biden is going to win the presidency, but that's not carved in stone yet. And the remaining races are very close and could swing either way. But in our precious metals advisory, we talked about the 4 different scenarios because, as we've said for months, it's not just the presidency that counts, but also control of the Senate. It looks as if Biden will win the presidency, but the Senate will remain in the control of the Republicans. That will not be decided until early January because there's going to be at least one runoff election in Georgia, possibly a second runoff in Georgia, and possibly runoffs in some of the other states that have very close senatorial races. So there's going to be an extended period of unsettled political reality in the United States over the next month and a half, really until December 14th, when the Electoral College votes. You're going to have uncertainty. There'll be recounts in some states. There'll be lawsuits in other states. There could be scope for political violence as people on both extremes of the political spectrum get upset with the way that things are going. The reality is that we've had very close race across the presidency and the senatorial races in many parts of the country. That really emphasizes the extent to which the divisions exist in the United States, and that's going to be the political reality going forward. It's not just politics, it's also the economic recession and how we get out of this economic recession. And it's the ongoing pandemic, which is clearly getting worse in Europe and the United States. All of those 3 big factors, or sets of factors, are going to continue to keep the world unsettled. And in that environment, investors should be expected to continue buying gold and silver as a portfolio diversifier, a wealth preservation mechanism, a hedge against stocks. We've seen the dollar fall sharply this week. That has been reflective of economic realities, which have pushed the stock market up, gold up, oil up, other commodities as well. We're going to see continued price volatility across commodities, including gold and silver, while everything settles out, if it settles out. Meanwhile, you have Brexit coming up in England, and you have ongoing issues across continental Europe. And then you have Russia and China and the rest of the world to pay attention to. In that kind of environment, we do think that the gold price is going to rise. The last week of October, we saw the price fall sharply. It got down to about 1860 something. It's come back. It's $90, got $90 higher than that, almost $100 higher than that in the ensuing week and a half. We expect that kind of volatility to continue. We could see the gold price spike down. The first place to stop is 1935, which was the high target yesterday, before yesterday. So you can see the price spike down, 1935, 1900, 1880, 1860. All of these prices are possible. Any spikes down probably will be short-lived, as they were on October 28th. We still think that the best way to play the market is to be long gold, buy on those dips because they won't last long. If you're a shorter term investor or speculator, you sell when the price gets up to 1959 or something else and pauses, and then you look to repurchase on the next dip down. If you're a longer term investor, today's price probably makes sense from a long-term perspective, or you might want to wait and see if you can jump in at one of those dips. Tremendous amount of stuff going on in the precious metals markets, and it will continue to be a volatile place. That's about all I have to say for this week. Stay safe, stay cautious. Watch out for people who have a political edge that they can't quite deal with. And we'll talk next week.